what motivates you to draw, and how do you go around art block? Anybody can answer. We can take turns.
Um, I guess what motivates me is like the representation, but also like it's just a little fun, especially if I find a new cute little outfit or something like example on Pinterest or something. I'm like, I want to draw a girl in that or something. But I guess that's my motivation. But my motivation is to overall, I guess, the growth of the industry. You know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
that's what's in my head. I know it's a little cheesy, but I want a medal. I want a medal from the prime minister.
Yeah. No, no. I mean, I think that's
Yeah, that's
something that we should all aspire to as artists. I feel like the bar has been so low that I think a lot of times that we kind of feel like we have to give ourselves excuses to want more as artists. It's just like, yeah, we draw and we can live in a hut and it's fine. And it's like, no, like I want finer things as well. I would like to be able to do art and enjoy a nice car or something like that. And I don't think you need to give yourself
Yeah.
permission to enjoy those things, you know? But I feel like as an artist, you kind of feel like you have to because somehow it's like being an artist. And if you like finer things, somehow you're like, kind of, you're like a sellout or something, or you're not, you don't have like your right motivations. But it's just like, what if I want to be able to achieve other things that I just feel good to me? Like, you know, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
I would
just.
also say that her comment about wanting to draw cute outfits, for those of us that don't know, Kat has actually made a dress up game. And
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
if you were ever alive during the period of like the early 2000s, you would have known that online games weren't as amazing as Fortnite or anything like that. There used to be like some simple tasks. So dress up games are where you'd get a base body and you could apply clothes to them. And Kat has actually gone and done one of those. Isn't that right,
Yeah.
Kat? What's the name of it and where can we find it?
There's Dixie. I have to actually send a link. It's on
Yeah.
a website. I did a Sabrina Carpenter also themed one because she's one of my favorite artists. I've done that, and I guess I'm also working on trying to make another one, but also another a bigger game. But I can't really say much because I don't want to say it, and then then there's not much progress made yet.
Are you working with other people, or is it particularly that's usually you have to keep it hush hush, or is it just more like you don't want to jinx
I am.
yourself?
Oh, I am working with someone.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because of the whole Hurricane Melissa,
Yeah.
yeah, there was severe delays because of the area
Okay.
there.
I understand.
Yeah.
What about you, Panda? Motivation, struggle with that, or you just have that in space?
Definitely not. Especially with going to work because, artists, being an artist can't really pay your bills consistently. So you gotta get a 9 to 5. Sometimes.
No, I agree. Can I have a
Because
plan
you're
A
at
and
work,
B?
exactly. And because you're at work and work is draining, sometimes you come home, you don't want to draw anything or you don't have time to draw at work. So sometimes you go through a lot of art block. But for me personally, what inspires me to draw is just experimenting, I guess. Like I like a lot of different style of art. So even though I have a specific art style, there's still things I want to try. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I tried it. So doing that kind of helps take me out of the art block a little, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you saying.
It does.
Because I'd be experimenting with maybe a brush that somebody gave me, or I tried to copy somebody that I really look up to style. And in doing that, you learn stuff about yourself as an artist and also the process of, completing it. I hope I'm not saying foolishness.
No, you're making sense, man.
You're making some good points. I've actually read somewhere that when it comes on to art block, the best thing for it is to practice or do something that doesn't require a lot of imagination, but just requires application of skill. So things like figure drawing or practicing your anatomy, or even just doing things like drawing boxes. Something that
Yeah.
doesn't require a large amount of imagination, but also gives you enough practice and information. Even just looking at references, like going through your Pinterest folder and saying like, I would love to draw that. That can also build your motivational drive, and it can build your reference gallery too, so that the next time that you want to draw something, you have an idea of what you want to do.
Yeah. But
Celine,
Pinterest
nice.
is a slippery slope, though.
Yep.
You go down that rabbit hole and you lose yourself.
5 hours of collecting references and then you just have to end up go bed.
Mm-hmm.
So Celine, nice. Do you guys have how you guys feel about motivation? Do you have it always? How do you get it if you don't have it?
Nope. Usually, how you get it is you watch anime or take a drink.
Hey, watch anime is actually is a slept on piece of advice. A lot of the times I get motivated to draw is when I'm watching a Sakuga on Twitter.
Oh,
For beating art block, I'll be honest with you, Chief. You ain't gonna beat art block. Art block is a thing you're gonna have to deal with every moment of your artistic career. There are gonna be moments where you're gonna be cruising and making 1,000 designs, working like your hands don't have stops, and sometimes you're gonna struggle to pick up a pencil. So change up your program. You got art block drawing a bunch of bodies. Change it up.
Yeah.
Draw a monster. Draw something you've not tried before.
So
Because when
general
you get a challenge, you
consensus.
start to work.
So general consensus is go to your usual route of motivation. So be it Pinterest, Twitter, Sakuga, take a break and do something more foundational like anatomy or figure drawing. Or what was the one that you gave, Kat? What was your advice for art block?
what was it? I think Pinterest. I said. I said Pinterest
Yeah. Finding a
and
pretty dress and putting a character in it.
yeah. Also, I talk to like people around me in real life. I would talk to my sister, and
Yeah,
she's
man.
like,
Touch
you know,
grass.
Touch
yeah,
grass.
yes, touch grass. Yeah, for real. Like I talked to my sister, and she's like, this would be cool or something. I guess because I think we did really some line recently last year, based on like airs in Jamaica or something like that, and or like based off the flowers. Sorry, so we did a flower line for spring, and then she was like, all right, the lignum vitae, hibiscus, all that kind of stuff, and I was like, damn, yeah.
That's a good one too. Participate in art challenges. So
Yeah.
sometimes people post a list of words that you're supposed to try and see if you can do a piece every day, and sometimes that can help motivate you. I know that
Yeah.
I participated in the JA Art Community Halloween theme challenge, and I got two very decent pieces of art out of it. My little jack o' lantern lizard and my vampire girl.
Ooh.
That's something that we do over JA Art Community. Sometimes we post prompts and themes to allow people who are probably not creating anything at that moment to have an idea of what it is that they want to do and to just participate. It also, makes you feel like a part of a community. Everybody is just commenting as like, yeah, I like this contribution from this person. So the second part of the question is, how do you practice as an artist? And we'll start off with Kat for this one.
I guess for me, for practice, often is among friends. We do like a lot of anatomy challenges and stuff like that. Website that you just like have to do a bunch of stuff under like 10 seconds, or like I think I also do practice looking, especially for me as like a person who does pixel art. I study through game sprites, like assets and so through websites, so I can observe how to make my pixel art more clear, especially depending on the resolution, if like how small the box has to be or something in the game, um or in the illustration. But otherwise, I also just like, because I like trying new things, I guess I often go to my way to see like some other artists with different art styles or some different techniques they use or different brushes. I guess that's how I practice. But last year I didn't get to practice that much.
And you see you still improve. It shows that consistency
Yeah.
does play a role.
Yeah, I didn't get to, but I vowed for this year too because I'm trying to at least take a break too.
What about you, Tara? How do you practice?
I practice. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, for me, I tend to watch videos basically. Watch videos or look at images and try to break it down in my head, or I'll go over the image and try to break it down in shapes and stuff like that. So that's kind of how I practice. Um Either that or I just live in denial and cry and play games. So that's
Real, real.
so that's basically
You're
what
so
I
real
do.
for that.
I mean, I should be practicing a lot more, but I have a very complex relationship when it comes to art. So sometimes that's usually why I don't really post as much. It's not because I don't want to. I just kind of like have like my own problems where like drawing wise, certain things have to be perfect for me, and it makes it very hard for me to draw. So I kind of something that I'm kind of working on. But in terms of practicing, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. Like I tend to grasp a lot of information, and I think I should probably do more applying it, obviously, but it does help taking breaks, I've noticed, because I mean, before I used to practice a lot, but then taking breaks in between and then coming back and doing something, I realized I'm able to break it down faster for that reason. Because it's like I get the information, my brain relax. You know, like you just take a break from like over stressing and like trying to get this one thing right. So I think that
So look,
also helps actually.
the expression, I think you're looking at it with a fresh set of eyes. So you take a
Yes.
break, come back to it, and then you don't struggle with what you were struggling before.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of times I've kind of improved strangely because of that. Like there's certain things I would have been struggling with in terms of doing a different angle or something like that. I don't really have that problem like I did before. So yeah. So I would say that's something that I guess I do. I don't know if it's a practice thing, but yeah.
What would you say are some of your bad habits when it comes on to practicing your art or not practicing your art?
My bad habits is definitely not practicing or being as consistent as I'd like to be. So I'd say in some way that is a bad habit. Also like trying to not draw in your comfort zone, you know, like I think we kind of as artists tend to be very susceptible to doing something like that, and it can be not, there's nothing wrong with drawing stuff that you like, but sometimes you know like you try to challenge yourself and try something different, and I try to change that mindset that I have now going forward. So this is why the last time I tried acrylic markers, and I really loved them, and I was like maybe I should do more traditional stuff because I really miss traditional art. So I feel like I'll do more traditional stuff in the future kind of thing. So I would say yeah, just the habit of like being too comfortable drawing the same things, and or just like not trusting the process enough, I think is a bad habit of mine, because if something doesn't look good right away, I get very frustrated with myself and I don't want to complete it. And sometimes it's just like in the beginning, you know, sometimes something look really wonky when you're drawing it, but then it's like you kind of have to get past the part where hey, it's not colored and the colors look terrible, and then you know when you start adding the highlights and stuff, and you're like, oh my god, it actually look pretty decent. So yeah, I think sometimes it's trust in the process, like having that patience to do it. I think is a bad habit of mine as well. So
Another thing that I actually saw about art, doing that, the process, sometimes the process becomes infuriating because we overcomplicate the process. And so one of the advices that I've seen is that if you simplify your process, then it's easier for you to achieve an end goal faster. So, for example, I have like maybe 3 sketch layers, then a line art layer, and then I do colors and all the other magic stuff. To draw cat, do you start off with a sketch? Do you blot? What's your process?
I guess I grab a bunch of references and make a board kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then I start making like sketches too, especially when it comes to backgrounds. For me, backgrounds is so much easier just using shapes. I'm like, oh my god, it wasn't this difficult.
What about you, Panda? What's your drawing process?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't have one because I'm very chaotic. I'm all over the place. So there will be times when I just start with, you know, a sketch and then I work from the sketch, you clean it up, you do line art. in your color. Sometimes I don't do line art. I just go with the sketch and then color it from there. Sometimes I just lasso tool it. I lasso tool everything and then get
Hey,
to
if it
shading.
works, it works.
And then you have days where I sketch something about 1,000 times. And then I just throw away the drawing. I'm like, this is not good.
It's an important step to be able to throw away your drawing. And a lot of people try and stick with it to hope that it comes out well, and it just never does. So acknowledging that it's not where you want going where you're wanting to,
Yeah.
throwing it away, and then getting a reference. Like Kat said, references cut the time down by a lot. When you know, when you have a little bit of guidance to where you want your final product to do, references come in clutch. So I would advise anybody that is just drawing because they have the feeling to draw, start off with a reference. Which is why Pinterest is so good too, because you can just like compile an entire folder of things that you might want to draw when you're in the mood. Oh my God, look at him. He's threatening me with violence, and I love it.
Yes, he shall be the most dangerous Pokemon ever. O2 OP.
Let's see what else everybody has done. Let's see pandas. Ooh, I love the thickness of the lines. Can you zoom out, Panda?
Exactly. Love her line art.
Oh, are you a tiefling?
Yes, I am.
Girl,
they're my favorite.
And you got the rogue vibes too. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, she has a little tail piercing. I bet mommy tiefling would be very disheartened to know that her daughter is out here with a tail piercing. Oh,
it'd be like
this
that
generation,
sometimes.
I tell you.
It's not a phase, Mom.
It's not a phase, Mom. So what would you say are like maybe two inadequacies that you have with your current stage in art or your current art style, and what are you doing to address them? I will not pick on Cat this trip. What about Knife? Knife has come a far way with his art, so I think it would be nice to get a perspective on him as a novice artist.
All right. Well, as a novice, I can safely say that my struggle to improvement has been slow, painful, and often repeating the same steps.
But in repetition, you found improvement, no?
Slowly. Honestly. Yeah. Even though I don't say it, I do think I do things good. It's rare.
Okay. There you go. Look at that. A little bit of optimism never kill nobody, right?
And I suggest build from the bottom. What's the worst one? You start there, then you go up.
Okay, you're saying that in regards to what you're lacking, you should start from what is most apparent. So for you, it was the form, and then since you've not perfected, but since you've been working on it, you've been seeing improvement in your form.
Yeah.
For those of us that are just beginning artists, or they're not really sure what form is, so form is essentially just the silhouette of a character. If you know anything about character design, or if you're just new to character design, a good character design has an identifiable silhouette. So it's like playing Who's That Pokemon? Because the silhouette is so specific, you can identify the Pokemon. Although sometimes it's always Pikachu regarding the shape, regardless of the shape. But if you have your form down, it makes it easier for you to do character designs because you're not confused about what to put where.
Panda is next.
What was the question?
The question was, what is an inadequacy, or more than one inadequacy if you have it? What is something that you find that you're inadequate with your art, and what are you doing to try and improve it?
Well, for me, I think I can do way better when it comes to colors. I think I'm bad at colors, but I've been hearing that I've been improving, so that's nice. I try to do a lot of color studies. So I look at art pieces where I like the coloring and the shading and try to replicate it and then do something for myself with the same technique. That helps. Also going back to your fundamentals, so learning about color theory. That too. Also, I guess backgrounds. I hate perspective, but I know how to do perspective. There's a difference. But like I said about fundamentals, you gotta go back. You gotta draw your 100 cubes in 1-point perspective and 100 cubes in 2-point perspective just to get it in your head that this is how perspective works. And this is how you turn a box in perspective. And once you learn how to turn a box in perspective, you can draw any background that your heart desires.
Maybe that's what I need to do. The box exercise.
Yeah, me too.
It never failed me yet.
For colors, right? You mentioned color theory. I've watched a couple videos on color theory, and I guess I take away a little bit each time I watch it, and it's improved my drawing over time, my coloring over time. But I still feel like I'm leaps and bounds away from where like some of these professional artists are.
Yeah. I get you. I feel like that too. But it helps to know an artist or talk to an artist that you like their coloring style, even if it's like a local one, and you ask them for tips and advice.
No, I was saying there's a lot of good Jamaican artists like to go to about that. Like some of them really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Design Sunset, Jamai.
Oh my God, yes, him.
Yeah.
Design Sunset I follow on Twitter, yeah. It's hard to find them though, which is why I kind of wanted to have this meeting, because I'm like, maybe it's me not looking in the right places. Where do you find these Jamaican artists?
Oh, so there's some
Instagram?
servers. Actually, there's Dream Dust.
Oh yeah.
It's a Caribbean server with a lot of like local and just like even other Caribbean countries artists in there. You can, I guess that's where I mostly know I can find them, and also in Instagram, honestly.
Nice. What is an inadequacy that you have with your art?
Well, I'm a sailor of the seven seas, you see. So usually I take a course and practice with that. But if that doesn't work out, I would basically deconstruct the human form and just draw that and try to be in a mastery of lines and shapes.
Can't run away from it. So if you're an artist out there and your excuse is, oh no, it's just my art style. It's like, it's not your art style, bro. It's the fundamentals that you're lacking. You need to go back to the drawing board.
You gotta know the rules to break the rules.
Mm-hmm. I remember spending years denying all of that stuff, and the improvement I've made in the last like 3 years alone would have, if I just started earlier, I'd have probably been a lot farther along. So if any artist out there tells you fundamentals and you feel upset, don't. We're talking from experience. We were all that kid once that didn't want to try because it was our art style. That's just how it looks. It's just my art style. We were all that kid. We know what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
What is an inadequacy, or what are some inadequacies with your current art style, and how are you addressing them?
Oh, okay. I mean, I think one of the things I still struggle with is still doing coloring. Like coloring is still hard. Like I think in terms of digital wise as well, sometimes it's like for me, I just haven't really found. I know people say brushes is not everything, but like something you kind of want to have a brush where you can vibe with really good. I haven't really found a brush that I really love, and for that reason, I feel like sometimes when I try to color the way I want to color, I'm not really able to really feel like I achieve what I want because it's not blending how I want to. That's the problem with digital, right? You can't really, you kind of have to have the brushes and you can play around with the settings, right? Until you find something you like. And I haven't really found something I like. So I think one of the things that kind of really been bugging me, probably it's not one of the things you probably should be stuck on, but I am kind of like annoyed about stuff like that. But coloring is definitely one of those things. I think it's kind of hard for a lot of artists, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like rendering I think is mainly the big issue, right? When you know like when do you know when it is complete, I think that's kind of a problem I have, is like knowing when to finish something, because I'll be on something for like a long time, and to the point where I'm just like I hate it, right? And something you kind of have to know when to tell yourself like no, like okay, it's finished, right? And I always try to remind myself like um finish is better than perfect, right? Or like, and I have to remind myself of that because I get very obsessive about making something perfect, which is why like I would have like a lot of pieces and they're not complete in the way that I want to be, and because of that then I get very annoyed with myself. So I would say that's kind of a issue I have, is just knowing when to finish something, or just like being able to to fully complete it and just knowing like, okay, it's complete, move on, and I tend to always go back to revisit my art, and I don't think that's always a good habit to have as an artist. So it's just one of those things where I'm like very annoyed with myself about stuff like that. So
you know what's also a bad habit that comes from that too? Getting frustrated with the one that you're working on and then starting a new one and then bucking up in the same problem.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
especially if I know that I can see what's wrong with my art, and then because of that I will not fully move along until I actually get it correctly, and that's kind of a bad thing as well. So yeah, those are the stuff that I kind of am working on. I'm trying to work on like just completing stuff instead of just like getting stuck on getting it perfect. It's a very bad habit of mine, and I'm trying to work through that. So
I've definitely had that problem too in the past where it's like you have so much, basically, I guess you have so much stored knowledge about it that so much like, highlights and bounce light and refractive light and all of these things.
yeah.
And you want to be able to implement all of them into this one piece. But like I said, sometimes you just have to learn to let go of what you have there currently because it's good enough and move on to the next piece. And hopefully you'll find a situation in that piece that you can apply what you never got to apply before.
Yeah, that's true.
So about you, Kat?
I guess like I mentioned before, the backgrounds. I always try to avoid backgrounds for years, but I'm trying to improve on that in terms of like perspective and just layouts and stuff. I started finding it a little more fun to do for some reason. So I'm
Oh,
like,
really? You're willing to do some free backgrounds for me?
ah!
I mean, like, they're fun for you, right? So it's only fair.
No. They're fun, but they're like you have to lock in so hard. But otherwise, I have a habit of just entire like if a drawing is just I guess especially which is a little downside of like, is it imposter syndrome? I don't know, but it's just more like you start getting a little more attraction on your art, so you're starting to feel more scared to even show something that's just not as perfect or just not good in your eyes. So you just, that drawing is just gone to the void and never to be seen ever again. Like I don't know, I realize that I often do ditch a lot of things when it just doesn't look perfect, or you're just kind of scared that it won't look good in, like, especially in the audience or something, if you know what I mean.
I understand what you mean. And
Mm.
what I would say to that is, listen, I have seen artists post finished work and get like maybe 2 likes and a share, and then they just post a random sketch that they didn't feel nobody would pay attention to, and that is the thing that goes viral. So trust me, anything that you're drawing and you're like, this might not be the best that Cat can do, post it anyway. Cause guess what? Somebody might just be like, this is the greatest thing made, and everybody in my family needs to know about this.
I want to add to that too. Remember what you were posting 10 years ago? It's not worse than that. And that's been on the internet. That's what I tell myself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
all of those what 10 years ago would have been like, what was Twilight popular 10 years ago? All those Twilight fanfic art, not looking so good now, huh? They didn't stand the test of time.
I drew big boob ladies back then.
I don't believe you.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
I did.
I need to see these big boob ladies that Cat drew 10 years ago.
I did, because a lot of persons point out. Oh, a lot of persons do point out that there's a drastic difference in my art style nowadays, because they're like, where the boobs at?
Where the boobs at?
I do ask myself that question a lot when I look at your art, and it's like, this is amazing. Now, if only there was something to add to it, the ambiance, something to eat, the je ne sais quoi.
I don't know. I realize that the art just grows with me in terms of like what I'm into. So
You're more mature now.
Yeah, more mature. It's more like I was just a very very thirsty teenager.
Oh my god.
Interesting description of
So,
what.
but I do want to
Sure,
improve
my
on
mind-
drawing,
my
guys.
Yeah, if everybody wants to improve on drawing, man, I get that.
Yeah, so
Think
Men
to
are just
yourself,
boring. Oh my god.
yeah, it
that's
is
what
boring. It is boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but
they don't have shapes like women. Men just
not
boring.
only that,
Hey,
No
hey, hey,
like,
hey, hey,
offense.
hey, hey.
No offense. No offense.
Listen, a square is a shape, you hear? And blocks are
Man,
shapes.
whatever.
it's a boring shape.
Is it? I mean, like, look at this. Look at this, right? You just get your little line of action. You put in your squares and you meet the line of action. And then I see women draw men with shape too. Like some of
That's
those
the only way I
the
can draw
manhwa
them.
men have a lot of softness to their tissues. It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Oh, when it comes to art, I think it's also like, which I'm working on now, is that I mostly do not take my health serious when doing all of this kind of stuff. So I'm just like completely locked in, and I'll be like on hours in a drawing without realizing I haven't eaten or anything. So
The everyday artist problems, ignoring your own health for
yeah,
the goals, not
yeah, because I
eating.
like have a strict deadline or something like that, or something I'm just really passionate about. But yeah, I just have a habit overall where I'm also afraid to practice with certain people. Like, I always see the public thing where like the JA artists and all that type of stuff.
Hmm.
I guess I also have a fear of practicing around other people and messing up. So I just don't really join many of them.
Hey everybody, Cat drew this girl with 6 fingers. Shame,
It's
shame.
like, yeah, it's like I'm just af- afraid. It's not necessarily an art thing. I think it's something I cause upon myself with the engagement and following kind of thing.
Last one was social media. How do people post every day? Cat, at one point you weren't posting art every day, but you post very often on your Twitter. How do you do that?
Oh, I'm a yapper. That's why. But yeah, I guess I'm more motivated like to have like discussions with people on stuff, and just bring attention to like my projects and stuff. That's like one of my motivations and all that.
Because I was raised in the same environment where my what I was saying wasn't considered important. I don't feel
Mm,
like I have anything important to post, or people
yeah.
won't be engaged by it. So I just say, oh, these people won't care about this opinion or whatnot. So I just don't do it.
Mhm.
But when I saw you doing it, I was like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, somebody out there wants to know why
Yeah,
it
there's
is
always
that.
somebody who cares.
Mhm.
Somebody maybe into the same something, or somebody who's just new to the whole thing and all that. Because I guess throughout my years, especially in the beginning, I bumped into a lot of Jamaicans who just generally did not really care, or didn't really see the need to be like posting art all the time and all that. Even some old friends and some current friends who had doubts in it before, but then later on they started seeing the impact and everything, especially I guess when I went on like TV and all that kind of stuff. They're like,
Mhm.
wait a second, you get recognized for this kind of thing? So I was like, yeah, I know you guys kind of had doubts in it, but you should have let me cook.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good reason to join communities, like not just JA art community.
Hmm.
Definitely JA art community though, join on our socials, but not just JA art community, because sometimes it's the people that you surround yourself that help drain your motivation too. Like, it's nice,
True.
it's refreshing to know that you post a whip in an art group and everybody's just like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this finished, or
Yeah.
this is so good, it looks like it's coming out so well, and you have people and cheering you on to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just believe like a lot of artists don't really, especially if they really want to like make it I guess something like online or something with their art and everything. And even in person, a lot of them do not understand the severity of like actually socializing. Like I'm like a lot of persons do mistaken me as like a very, very social person, but I'm really not. I am crying inside while I'm like in interviews and just like socialize or like selling at events and everything. I am panicking inside, but I'm just like it what gotta be done, gotta be done, you
Do
know,
it for the
kind of thing.
bag.
Yeah, what it gotta be done. Because I had to teach an artist who she just kept on hiding whenever a customer came. And I was like, you can't do that. You can't do that. You're not if you really want to actually reach somewhere with your art, like you mentioned to me, you can't do that. No one's gonna actually respect you in the space too with that kind of behavior. Art is expensive, so act expensive.
This is what the art community is all about. Nobody was planning to draw tonight. Now everybody's drawing. Bring out the best in
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Look at Celine's own too. Oh, she's doing full body too. Girl, you go get it. Well, not
Hello,
full body,
Blue.
half body, but still a body. And as
Not
well,
body.
your shading and your lighting as always enamored me. Artificial intelligence and why these
God.
big ass corporations feel like it's appropriate to use it and them have the money to can pay artists. I just don't understand why it is that you have the opportunity to put food on somebody's table and then not even attempt to do it. Because I know some people say that the art market is kind of expensive for what it is that they want, but I can't agree with it because have you ever been on Facebook or Reddit and seen like
Mhm.
people with some amazing art that are charging like $20 and $40 US?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say like Fiverr
I think it,
exists. $5.
You get me?
yeah, I think it's bigger than just art, honestly. I think it's like overall corporations finding more ways to like
Save
more
money.
launder and more take money, if you know what I mean. Especially because for some reason we have a trillionaire now. Like I think it's more bigger than that because everyone, not everyone, but a good amount of like rich people are trying to get richer and richer and richer and all these kind of things and um it's more like effective with that, especially with Jamaica. Jamaica overall um tends to have an issue where they, I guess, I want to explain. It's more like they don't really overall they just don't really want to pay somebody, like even not outside of
Mm-hmm.
art, like in general, like they have such a really bad like labor law and everything. Like it's
Mm.
really bad.
People
So
that
It's one
like
take
of the
money.
it's one of the
hmm
things that I realized with merchandising too, because as a
hmm
Jamaican artist, when you put a price on something, it's usually taking into consideration how much it
yeah,
costs to produce all of that. Not even like how much the labor costs to actually make the art, but how much it costs to buy a shirt, how much it costs to get those shirts printed on, and then
hmm
knowing that if you charge like $300 more than that, just to make $300 profit, you're gonna have people come down there and come to the events and try and see if them can ball you down to something else. And it really
yeah,
is demotivating because, yeah, like I said, boy, it's really expensive to make these things and to know that you might not even sell anything at all.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
more like with those type of people. Different approaches. Either you're actually brutally honest about how the process is, or you just tell them, um, honestly, depending on how very rude they are, you could escort them also from your booth. Tell them that you're being very disrespectful. You can't really be. Um,
Yeah.
I used to be a little more demotivated when I was to come up with, like um $200 for the sticker or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
after
Yeah.
a while, I'm just like numb to it, I guess, because it's just like, these are the same people will, especially a good amount of the people will be like reselling a lot of like, I mean, merchandise and all that and sell it for like double the price and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
some of them falsely claim that they have like actual like involvement in the kind of thing. They drew that or all that kind of thing. Because,
I, I especially hate that part of it. Whenever I go to anime conventions, I
mhm.
always feel kind of sick to my stomach when you see people selling like all these AI generated stuff or these Google images where they just
Yeah.
download something off of Google and put
And
it on a product.
yeah, and and the thing is, like I mentioned before, and I was attacked for weeks, was that you guys literally wouldn't even exist without the real artists for these events. And I was just surprisingly even attacked for that statement. You know what I mean? So I realized both of them there, there's more of a loss of having the love to like even have these events around. It's more like everyone is realizing it's more of a money making thing, because anime and just animation in general is, you know, well, specifically more like anime too, is becoming more and more popular. It's becoming more crowded. It used to be a little amount of people when I was like 15 and some people coming in and all that.
Yeah.
So now the fact that we had a national arena last year and it's very crowded, it's a money making thing. No matter what anybody says, because I think some got offended when I said that statement before, because they're like, no, we're not in the game for that. You are. No matter what you're gonna say, you are.
That is the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth. It is the truth, because I won't even deny that my a part of my motivation for my art is a money making thing. Like, like, why are you super offended by it? Because you know that you do like probably even really bad practices along with it. If you know what I mean. That's why you're getting a little defensive about it.
Yeah,
But
because what you have is a marketable skill. It is a trade. It's something that you had to hone, and that's the product that you get out of it. But simply taking advantage of the fact that the internet is free and you can download anything you want, or you can use a robot to generate these things so that you can make a profit, is heartless.
yeah,
So,
and the thing is that they're like, oh, we can't try something like that, or oh, we can finally get involved in all that stuff. You literally could have all this time. You think all of us just suddenly got up one morning and suddenly knew
You
how
just
to
pop
get to
out the
this
wind drawing, bro.
you know, this kind of, we didn't suddenly get into like this level like all of a sudden. And not only that, like I've told many persons, like drawing may not necessarily be your skill. Like some of my artist friends, they're like, you know what, let me get into crochet and crochet and all that kind of stuff, and they realize that that's their kind of thing, that's their spark, and that's where they get their little profit from, or their little attention from, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Everyone finds a spark in somewhere. Someone has like a motivation for something, if you know what I mean. And I feel like they're not realizing like it's also like I don't know, it's just it's kind of crazy that statement was controversial in the first place to even say it. Because the artist alley is one of the biggest alleys often in an anime convention. Like, I don't understand why it was controversial to say that. I don't understand. But
yeah, there's an artist that I follow that made a statement that I actually found pretty interesting. You were saying that the reason why you don't have as much people pushing back against like AI and art, it's because majority of the art scene is consumers, and consumers will consume anything as long as they don't really understand what it's supposed to be. So, for example, as a person who is a rancher, you would probably not eat a burger from any place because you have an idea of what quality meat is supposed to be like. But as a person that enjoys a burger, you don't really care what it is as long as it's called a burger and it tastes good enough.
yeah.
So if
Yeah.
ranchers were
That's a
saying,
good
you know, they
analogy.
wanted more ranchers' rights and stuff like that, you wouldn't care because at the end of the day, you still get a burger. But for us, you know, we're easy to take advantage of because other people don't really see what the fuss is about.
Yeah, they don't see what the fuss is about, but I guess at the same time, it wasn't only me, but other surprised that the whole community got offended by that. Not the whole, but you know, the major people got offended by the statement because, you know, it is the truth. It is what you were carried by. And not only that, you guys often compare yourselves to other people saying, oh, normies. You know what I mean? So they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like, so it was like such a surprise that they would have not thought through what they have done for the past years. So then at the end of the day, you are part of the quote unquote normies that you guys criticize often. You know, about, oh, you guys can't accept this, or you guys don't think persons are not so accepting of cosplays and all that stuff. But you guys have the same mindset, but towards other things.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why it's so surprising that they were just so defensive.
Some like to accept reality. That's what I think.
Like
They
I was
don't
saying
like that you
earlier too,
call them
like
out.
I can understand the use of AI to a degree. Like if you don't have a concrete concept, if you're trying to commission an artist to draw something and you don't have any references and you need a reference, you can use it and say, this is about approximately what I'm looking for. But like to go copy an entire artist's entire gallery and then put it into some machine to spit out something that looks like it, it's superficial, it's cheap, and it's a very disgusting practice.
Money. They just don't want to spend money.
Yeah, I tell many of them, like, if they really don't have like an idea of like what they want, they can like create a board and something with me. Or oftentimes, especially when it comes to like bigger commissions, I say, do you want to like have a meeting with me, like in Google Meet? I understand it's not so easy to text over words, or in real time, like with a voice note, like get a mutual understanding. So yeah, I don't know. There are some ways you can understand, but at the same time, especially which not only me but other persons, even non-artists, are trying to, is that we don't realize that we are one of the few countries that was severely affected by the AI centers and all that stuff, because the bigger countries can use it also, but we will be severely affected by it, financially and just environmentally.
But no one cares about it.
Yeah, they don't care, but we really are going to be affected. We're so fucked.
Yeah, we live in a very capitalist society, unfortunately.
The question in chat comes from Tanas29. It says, what do you prefer to draw? A side profile or a full view of a person, like the entire body, or just the face?
Yeah, side view, quarter 4, yes, view. It's just addicting. That's
every artist go to his 3/4.
Yeah. That side is just so addicting to use. I like that, and I guess I like all sides now because I started studying a little more, especially on nose shapes, because I'm trying to be more diverse with nose shapes. So I realized I started actually being more motivated to draw every perspective, especially in animation. So yeah, because that's not the hardest part. Come on, hands.
Don't even talk about them.
I've gotten okay with hands, actually.
Teach me the ways.
Give me hands to draw rather than a side view. I hate side views.
I'm pretty sure the reason why it took God 7 days to make the earth was because he spent like 5 days trying to figure out hands.
That's crazy.
Probably for real.
Can you guys give me like a rundown of what are you guys doing, like in terms of the, I guess, the theme or whatever? Like we can start with Potato.
I'm making another meeting, but the acting meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Panda, what are you working on? Like for the thing with the RPG thing, what is yours?
She's supposed to be a tiefling rogue. So she has the horns and tail of a tiefling. And, she has a knife, so she's gonna stab people.
Let's go. That's right. Stabby. Okay. Who's next? Arlando or I'll keep forgetting how to pronounce your name.
Let's call me Beaver.
Beaver, yes.
Alright, so my character is a cleric. Clerics are very religious figures, so like they usually like worship some deity or something, and they wear heavy armor and they go out and they fight and try and spread the word of their deity. And my deity is Hatsune Miku. So I am a Miku cleric, spreading the word of our Lord and Savior Miku.
Okay, interesting.
This is very interesting. I like it.
It's very interesting. And then Coco,
Okay.
is yours pause? It says it's minimized.
My pause? Oh, sorry. Let me share now. Can you guys see now?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, he's like a sword.
just
It's
did
so
this-
cute.
Yeah, I just did a Clodsire with just as a knight with his little sword because I guess I was just gonna draw Clodsire, but then I heard the theme is kind of around D&D, so I was like, all right, give him a sword and a helmet, and he's good he's ready for battle. Hopefully, he doesn't die.
He's gonna slay his enemies.
They don't die, they faint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Knife posted.
Mhm.
And it's fine. You can skip me if you want.
No. What did
What
you
is
also
skipping
did?
you?
I have it
I'm
right
looking
now.
at
I'm
it.
looking at it right now. I can see it. So what is yours,
Woo!
knife?
Is this a
Well, I was
mage?
going for the cleric, but since it's taken, I went with the brother class of the cleric.
Okay.
What happens when you put a cleric, when you put a fighter and a cleric together, and you beat a little holy out of the boy, you get the paladin.
Okay.
God's foremost foot stomper, boot slogger, pill boy, the one who runs it. The cleric might be the one who says hallelujah and sends in the word, but someone has to drag out the heathen and beat them into submission.
Okay. Okay. Looking good.
Yeah.
And then Blue is drawing something, but I don't know if his mic is off. I don't know who this is. I'm guessing it's what do you call this? Big booby girl.
Always
Big booby girl.
welcome to the party, big booby girl. Oh, it looks like a succubus, I would say. From Darkstalkers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Looking good. Good. All right. Am I missing anybody else? I mean, I haven't started as yet because I was busy doing everything else and eating. So I was away. But I'm picking it says the artister.
Artificer.
Yeah.
And you know, that is exactly what the randomizer gave me for you, but I didn't
Oh,
think
really?
you'd be interested. Yeah.
That's the one I found interesting, actually. So I was gonna just work on that one, actually. Close stream. Okay.
And you see, this is a very productive stream because look how far we got. You know, we're not stressing or anything. We're just doing our thing, drawing our stuff. So art streams are very important. You know, they help motivate you and give you a little peace of mind and give you a community to belong to.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Moment.
you should definitely come to Tara's Twitch and to the JA art streams more often, guest.
Okay.
Before I interrupt you guys, I gotta go.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And again, tell us your Instagram and like where we need to get you and your website and stuff.
I sent the links, but you can find me on my socials mostly with Choco Cats. So it's CHOCO Cat OWO or 0W0, sorry. Depending on the platform, but once you find my Instagram, there's a link to all my socials and all thing. And I'm open to commissions, and I also have a 50% sale off right now. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Y'all run that money,
Yes.
please.
I do plan to also stream again on Twitch. I think hopefully if I do get all the PC pieces like in February. So I guess you can look out for that. My Twitch is also in the socials link. It's like Choco, but it's like a 0WU.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like one eye is closed this time. I don't know why. But yeah, so you can look out to all those things, and you can look out to just seeing me in general. More like doing more events, like going to more events, and working on bigger things because myself and other artists are working on some big things.
Bop. Let's go.
Yeah, so yeah, it's mostly our motivation is to like give representation and just to develop like especially the animation industry in Jamaica even further and give more job opportunities in the future in that aspect. So yeah.
Yeah.
Bye
Okay.
bye everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you so much for being
Thanks for
here.
coming.
All right, you guys hear that? All right. So goodbye. Alrighty. Chris says Mommy Tara approving our pieces. That's right. Oh, good job. This one goes in the fridge. That's right. Everybody's art piece go in the fridge.
Damn right. Top
That's
shelf.
right. So I saw a video earlier today that I had posted. Well, I was watching it earlier, and it was talking about how I mean, I know AI has been the topic of discussion for like consistently. And there was an artist. I don't. Do you guys know Jazzal? He's an artist on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, so he had before. I remember seeing a video of him like agreeing, like, hey, he thinks AI is going to be great for art and stuff like that. And now he didn't posted an art video recently saying like he completely see how much this has backfired and it's not going the way that he would expect
Not
he would have
fun
gone.
anymore.
Yeah, because he thought it would have. He was looking at it a very optimistic way that he thought like people were going to use it for good. Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah.
So and sadly that is not the case because it's all gone down to corporate greed for the most part. So I just want to know, like, in terms of given like in Jamaica and stuff like that, we're still so much far behind in a lot of things. We're getting there slowly, but with AI being a situation that's in now, and if you guys also seen the controversy that happened with other conventions and stuff using AI art, what would you say that needs to be done in terms of either by the community itself, our community itself, or by the government to like maybe try and improve the safety for the art community to consistently thrive?
I would say the first things first. The government needs to. I mean, like they do stuff, but they just need to do. They need to do more stuff. I think that every government in the world needs to come together and agree that all AI generated images need to provide their resource bank as well, so that if your art is being used or being used against your will, you're supposed to get, even if it's 2 cents, you're supposed to be compensated for your art. So, but a whole heap of drawbacks to that one too. But I think the only thing the government can really do is just support and make known more local artists, and like help events, keep events where AI art is kept outside, and they give artists the opportunity to sell their wares or advertise themselves.
But in terms of, what about in terms of the Jamaican government? What do you guys think that they could probably do more? I mean, I know you mentioned Arlando mentioned, but anything else? Like, what about the people?
What Jamaican
Because
government can do as well. Honestly, Jamaican government could probably put safeguards, but even if they do, that's only going to be a small dent in the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if what they could do is try to make a signal boost, but again, if the government, I naturally don't trust the government because nothing gets more complicated when until the government gets involved.
yeah,
Sure, I've heard that saying, and I agree sometimes too.
yeah, I can see that.
Panda, what type of merchandise do you sell, and how do you get them made?
We normally, me and my business partner, Dabby. I don't know if you guys follow her on Instagram. She's
Okay.
another Jamaican artist.
Oh, okay.
We do the stuff together. But we normally make like, keychains and stickers, tote bags, posters. So like we draw it and print it ourselves.
What type of printer do you use for the posters?
I have a Canon IP 8700 something. But it's a photo printer.
Okay, it's a photo printer. Alright.
Mm-hmm. So it can print professional photography.
Do you print on any specific type of paper, like photo paper?
I print on cardstock, specifically Moab paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's a paper brand. Because the quality is better than the cardstock that they sell out here. Quality out here is bad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I used to use Bristol, but it's really hard on just regular printers.
Yeah, but this printer can manage thick paper, so it should be fine.
So you
We
get
also do
yours. You get the papers. You said you order them.
Yeah, I buy them online
Mm-hmm.
from Amazon. Same thing with the sticker papers because I print the stickers myself. Buy QHY sticker paper, the water resistant, weather resistant.
Buy those online too?
The sticker paper out here is ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can attest to that.
So you have to source them. And when we don't create the stuff ourselves, we get a manufacturer that's overseas. So we use Wograce, Warcry.
Have you thought about shirts? And if you have thought about shirts, what was the game plan?
So the thing about shirts is it doesn't really sell that much at like anime type events because people rather buy like a figure or a keychain. If you go to different types of events, maybe an art market, then shirts would be better for that audience.
I wish
But
those
like
were
anime
advertised
con,
more widely because I only ever hear about the conventions. I never hear about anything like an art market.
I see a lot of them on Instagram. You have Market on the Lawn that takes place at Devon House. I think it's like the last Saturday of every month or something like that. You can also go to the Art Walk that takes place every last Sunday every month.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just one of those things is because it's like I'm not in Jamaica at the moment, and then like Arlando is in like Ochi side and stuff like that. It's like, and all of the admins are very separated, so it's kind of hard. Like when we want to do certain things, it's just kind of hard to like come together and be like, hey, what's going on, this and that, and to find out exactly, to have anybody to scope things out,
Yeah.
This has been Arlando and Tara for JA Art Talk. We hope to have more art talks in the future. If you're interested in joining one of our art talks, whether as a viewer or as a guest, please check out JA Art Community on its social medias. We have JA Art Community on Facebook, JA Art Community on Instagram, JA Art Community on YouTube, JA Art Community WhatsApp group. You must be 18 and older to join the WhatsApp group. However, we have a JA Art Community Discord.
Facebook is the main one, but obviously a lot of us have grown up and a lot of people don't use Facebook as much as before, but Facebook is still definitely still active. It's just not as active as it used to be. So if you're still on Facebook, go ahead and join us. Yeah, Instagram, we're hoping to be more productive with certain things, but as you know, being an adult and old age, it's kind of hard to multitask everything. So I think that's pretty much it so far. Everybody else want to give your socials or anything like that? So before we close out fully, this is Pandaa. Could you tell us how to reach you or to check out your art?
Oh, you can just find me as I_ma _panda with an extra A at the end on almost anything.
Okay.
Except for TikTok. I think on TikTok it's Panda Queen or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, type in Panda and you should find me.
Alrighty, good night.
Right.
Thank you again for joining
Good
in. I really
night.
appreciate it. Bye.
No problem. This seems fun. I'll probably stop by sometime.
Yeah, sometimes
Thank you.
Beaver tend to have like hangout sessions like this, and there's no stream or anything. It's just more to hang out so you guys can be productive in art and stuff. So yeah, come by,
Right, cool. Will do. But then bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Night night. Just want to give your socials or anything like that. So before we close out.
I'm not a bit of whiting on Royal Road. I don't have any socials yet, but once I do, I'll mag dump the lot of my scribbles.
Okay, let's go. Blue out here just drawing out hell. How can anybody check out your art and stuff like that?
My social is Art Honda SH on Instagram.
Okay.
Basically, that's where it's everything.
Arlando?
So I am Arlando Gentles on Twitter, on Instagram, I'm Arlando Mation. Facebook, I have Arlando Gentles Art and Konami25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. So this is everything. We will put the picture of everything together so you guys can have the full picture of everybody's work. For right now, it's in the chat, but we'll definitely try and put everything together for everybody, okay? And we'll post it on the Ja Art community Instagram. So that's a wrap up. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it. I know everybody took time out of their night and stuff like that. So thank you again, and have a good night and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
Bye.